I want to discuss something, the recent passing of Kevin Samuels, controversial relationship, YouTuber, counselor, amongst other things, but he passed away a couple of days ago from, I think it was cardiac arrest or something like that. Besides the point, I got hit up to ask my thoughts about this. One, because of who I am in the relationship space, and we tend to stand on opposite sides of the spectrum, and have not been shy about that at all. But I wanted to speak on this for two reasons. First off, I do want to speak on that, how I personally feel about the passing of him as a controversial relationship orator or, YouTuber or what have you. And then also the other part, where I see a lot of women, black women especially, who have been celebrating that he's died. Yes, for those who don't know, he's so controversial that you have people who have a lot of mixed reactions to him passing.
What's up,
Sometimes
people?
you have people grieving, this type of thing. But right now you have a lot of folks who are celebrating, they're at least mocking, or maybe even just apathetic to the fact that he has passed on. And I've seen people like his fans and stuff talk about that group as being, really messed up. Like, how twisted you got to be, how effed up of a human being do you have to be laughing or happy and celebrating that this man has died. And my personal belief on that, even if I don't stand where they stand, is that it's not so much a measurement of their character, even those that are laughing at him being gone. It's not a measurement of their character that they're reacting in that way, as much as it's a reflection of the impact that his content has had on them. Because yes, Kevin Samuels has not.
Okay, so this is why I'm doing this, y'all. I listened to this Derek Jackson clip. Hopefully you guys can hear me. The AC is blowing. It's hot outside. I'm on my way to do the whole Mother's Day celebration thing or whatever case may be. And somebody sent me this clip and I heard it, but you know how when you hear something, I gotta listen to this again. I said, well, let me go live real quick or whatever, because I was just gonna do an edited video, call it a day, but I wanted to come in and say a few things or whatever. Here's the thing. If you're laughing at Kevin Samuels' death, it is a reflection of your character. It don't have nothing to do with his content, nothing to do with him being controversial. If you are laughing, if you are excited, if you are happy that this man is dead and gone, taken away from his kids, taken away from doing anything else on this earth, it is a reflection of your character. No matter how we try to pacify it, no matter how we try to ordain it to be something that it's not. I understand that a lot of content creators or people that have influencing platforms, we try to cater to our audience, right? So for Derek Jackson, we all kind of get the whole one-dimensional stance on, well, hey, I'm here to gaslight, I'm here to simp a little bit, I'm here to stroke some egos. But let me tell you something, Derek, and let me just be real with you, brother, right? You're still simping. You're still simping. I'm just being real with you. You're still gaslighting. Now, with me personally, if something happened where me and my wife, we went through something tragic, which I feel like y'all went through something tragic with the whole God of Armor type thing, you know what I'm saying? And all of this crap came out with you messing with some subscribers. That's not what this is about. My thing is this. There are a lot of content creators that they don't know how to be fair and impartial. Let's just keep it real. They don't know how to be fair and impartial. They think that their perspective or their opinion means fact. It don't mean facts. And a lot of people weigh their perspective and their opinion. That's why what they do is they try to ordain it. I'm just giving my perspective. I'm just giving my opinion. But is that factual? You can't combat facts with perspective and opinion. You combat facts with facts. But I think it's easier for us here online to be like, I'm just giving my opinion, I'm just giving my, and a lot of times your perspective and your opinion is all done emotionally, that's one, and it's always done to harm someone else. It's always done to condemn someone else. So the next time somebody uses, oh, this is just my opinion, this is just my perspective, I want you to watch the context in which they use their opinion and their perspective. It's always done to condemn someone else. Derek Jackson, you're making it real comfortable for people to give their opinion and their perspective on a man's death. There's nothing to laugh about. That man is being taken away from his kids. That man is being taken away from continuance to live out his life. Now, you might not have liked the narrative or the rhetoric that he promoted. Hell, I didn't like some of it. I disagreed with it. But there's a lot of people who've made content about Kevin Samuels that wasn't fair and impartial. A lot of people promoted, let's talk about his sexuality, let's talk about this, let's talk about that. But it's like now that he's gone, it's like, oh, Kevin, Lord, Kevin. And I'm like, where was all that energy to say, hey, Kevin, you wasn't that bad of a guy when he was alive? I get it. There's going to be people making content saying, okay, well, let me ride this wave. I wanted to give my last farewell to Kevin and kind of say, hey, I didn't agree about everything, but I definitely made some videos where I agreed and disagreed. And I think that's about being, that's really what you can call being fair and impartial. But there's people that just, I don't know if they hated the man, but had a strong disdain for the man. They had a strong disdain for the man. And it, you know, you can like people, you can dislike people, but I think when you promote hatred for someone, when you start bringing in the sexuality, you start bringing in, well, look at his dress and look at his mannerisms and look at this and look at that. But what was his message? Now, for a lot of people say, well, his message was toxic. His message was vindictive. His message was condescending. His message was, here's the thing. Let me drink this Gatorade. Here's the thing, y'all. A lot of this man's message, regardless of how it came out, was talking about real life people and real life situations. And a lot of the people that are so in outrage, or a lot of the people that are so happy that he's gone, says now the light's not on me no more. Let's just be real. The light's not on me. Kevin Samuels can't sit down with another woman or another man and say, well, let's run down your resume. What have you accomplished? What are your goals? You know, what are the things that's most important to you? You really think that's important? So he's not putting your life under a magnifying glass. And I think that's the issue. The issue with a lot of people that didn't like Kevin Samuels, they felt his conversation put them under a magnifying glass, whether they were sitting in front of Kevin Samuels or they was watching from a distance, because that's what happens with content creators and a lot of people who spectate. When you start saying some things, people will shy away and be like, oh, I hate this person. I hate this person. Oh, this person is this. But they'll come back, use their troll account just to hear what you got to say, because you're talking about them. The light that you're shedding is on them. The energy that you bring to the table, whether it's positivity, whether it's leadership, whether it's accountability, and it's like, oh, no, I don't get down with him. I don't get down with her. But then you spin back around just to see what that person is doing. It's something they're doing that you admire. It's something that they're doing that you appreciate. So I see a lot of people who talk about Kevin Samuels, and I can only see that, yeah, sometimes, hey, that shit did come out a little harsh, a little crazy. But I can also tell that when people don't have people in their support system to tell you the same thing, you full of shit. What time is it? You full of shit. You ain't as good as you think you are. There's some things we need to work on emotionally, mentally, financially, socially, and spiritually. There's some things we need to work on with. But see, those people would rather be blinded and say, well, I'm not going to worry about working on anything. I'm just going to sit here and then act like I'm the shit. Well, okay, cool. When you have the tough conversation and you start getting asked those questions, you ever ask somebody, hey, tell me a little bit about your goals, what it is that you want to accomplish from anywhere from 6 months to a year. They look at you blank. Like you just asked them a trigonometry question. You just asked them what's the square root of 67? Like they look at you like, my goals? What do you, my goals? Who gonna win the Super Bowl? Like I'm just saying, it's just like, so I'm saying where Kevin Samuels and Derek Jackson to me had a one-dimensional message, right? I'm going to gaslight for you and simp for you and tell you everything that you need to know and never ever tell you to reflect. I'm going to empower you to deflect. That's what Derek Jackson's message is. Kevin Samuels is, well, let me look at you. Let me examine your ass. Now, the issue is that you need both of them. I'm about to piss somebody off. You need both of them. You need both of them, but you need balance. You need balance, and that's the issue that I find with a lot of people who give out advice. They lack balance. It's always, I'm going to empower one person in a relationship, or I'm just going to empower this particular person. What an issue with that is, when you just say that women are amazing and this and this and this and this and this, at some point in time you have to tell them what's wrong. At some point in time you have to be real. At some point in time you got to say, hey, look, I might lose some people on this next message, but let me be real with you and be concerned, be considerate, and be courageous to tell you that, hey, look, I understand that you're used to doing things a certain way, but that doesn't mean it's the right way. You got a long way around doing things. You go the long way around emotional control. You go the long way around respecting and self-awareness. You go the long way around. By the time you get back around, you may have closed the window or door on opportunity. You may have lost the blessing. And I think that's the issue with a lot of people. It's like they've been doing them for so long, they've scared all the good people away. They scared all the good people away. So now it's like they don't have anybody around them but a bunch of yes women and yes men. Oh, that's just them. You ever heard that before? How many people ever heard that before? That's just them. Well, how many just thems you gonna get before you realize they just saying what they just saying what I want to hear because they need me for something? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Y'all know what I do. Y'all know what I do. Come on, trolls. Come on, people in the clouds. Y'all know what I do over here. They just saying yes because they need you for something. Clout, monetary value. They need you to take the kids to daycare. Hey, they might need you for vagina or ding ding. Who knows? They need a place to stay. They need somebody to team up with. Come on, they just saying yes because it's convenient to do until they can leech or latch on to somebody else. That's why I said the Kevin and Samuels and the Derek Jackson messages, they're needed. They're needed, but it also needs to be a balance. It also needs to be somebody saying, hey, look, let me give you this tough love, but let me give you a hug with it. Sometimes it might be a kick in the ass, but let me show that I love you and I care for you. But see, the thing about it is we only want to correct each other in public. We only want to correct each other in front of the crowd. Not a lot of people are going to be brave enough to call you. Not a lot of people are going to be brave enough to say, this don't have to be online. Let's do our thing. This don't have to be in front of the church, front of the daycare, front of Walmart. Let me do this personally. Well, that's where we lose the value at. Because we don't value the conversation. We don't value building one another. The only time we want to gather is to condemn. Can you imagine? It's Mother's Day. Can you imagine people gathering? Oh, let me talk about this and talk about that. Bro, if it ain't about promoting love and saluting the moms out there that's doing the work on a daily basis, what we gathering to talk about? Let's just be real. Now, there's a lot of people screaming and hollering, Kevin Samuels, yeah, I'm so glad he gone, and I'm so this and I'm so that. And the thing about it is, they have nothing to value themselves. The person that was brave enough, even though he said it in some ways that I don't personally agree with, the person that was brave enough to tell you the truth, dead and gone. Now you want the person that's used to gaslighting and simping for you to sit in front of you and say you the best every day, no matter what. Yeah, we know you emotionally damaged. Yep, we know you immature. Yep, we know you self-centered. But it don't matter about none of that. It don't matter. Straighten your crown. If we haven't learned anything over the past couple years, is that we need to be fair and impartial to people, man. That's how we get ahead. People talk about, it's a lot of talk about a lot of conversational pieces and talks and all this stuff, but there's no solutions. This is how we move forward together as men and women. Being fair and impartial, saying we are not perfect. We are fucked up, but we trying to do better. And trying to do better is not, I'm going to do it once a month. I'm going to do it once a week. No, it's a daily, consistent behavior. Hey, sis, I see you doing something or whatever. This is what I see. But I'm not going to do it to embarrass you. Hey, bro, this is what I see. But it's not about embarrassing you. It's not about let me tell everybody I'm doing it. It's about, if you have a direct way to talk to somebody, via email, via phone number, via face-to-face. A lot of people only have social media, so I understand that avenue too. But the thing about it is, it's so many nasty, disgusting, disrespectful, disingenuous, lack of integrity, lack of loyalty. They lack so much, but promote so much nothing. They promote nothing. And then you want the people that say, hey, let me try to promote something. You want that person to care so much about you. Here's the thing. Kevin Samuels was not a saint. But we're not saints. We're not saints. We mess up. We mess up in relationships. We mess up finances. Hell, we mess up credit. Shit, some of y'all mess up your kids. Let me say, I say us. I'll say us. Some of us mess up our kids, right? We mess up opportunities that we have in order to learn and grow, but some of us don't learn and grow from it. Some of us don't learn and grow. Like a lot of people be asking me, hey man, how come you don't give a lot of military stories and da 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 da? Well, I'm a person with a military background. Nobody told me to go in the military. I volunteered to go in the military. I had other options. You know, I had a wrestling scholarship, a track scholarship, but I chose to go in the military because for me, that was networking. For me, that was a place I could go, okay, oh cool, let me travel, let me do certain things. So it was definitely certain opportunities that was afforded to me that I took advantage of. 20 years service. So those other veterans, they definitely should be able to understand that. But you know what's so funny? I see a lot of veterans who kind of like sit on the fence and say, well, I don't really know about tough love. Well, here's my thing, right? You know about the Army values, you know about the soldier's creed, the NCO creed, the officer creed, or whatever. And this is my thing. I see a lot of people, and I'll use content creators. A content creator say, okay, hey, I'm a content creator, I'm a influencer, or whatever case it be. They go totally against everything that they learn in the military. They go totally against everything that they learn in the military. I say your content is your character. A lot of these people, when they say they're military vets, I want you guys to look up something for me. I want you to look up the NCO creed, the officer's creed, and the soldier's creed. Then I want you to look up the Army values, and I want you to take all those things that you look up, and I want you to go to these people that say they're veterans. Right? I was in the military. Okay, cool. I want you to weigh those creeds, right, against what they do online. Totally different. But they know better. But they know better. And this is what I'm saying. You guys, if somebody fought for your country, right, that's cool. That was their job. That was their job. They signed up for it. That's like you becoming a police officer, a fireman, a doctor, a nurse. That's their job. But here's the thing, right? I noticed that a lot of people who don't really do nothing, don't give back nowhere, whether it's their community. Hell, half the people don't give back to their families. They got so much to say about veterans. And then let's talk about the types of veterans. First of all, let's talk about the types of veterans. Okay. I said I did 20 years of service, right? Retired as a warrant officer. There are people that did 2 years to 4 or 5 years that got out the military. Now there's numerous ways to get out the military. A medical discharge, right? You can't make it in rank, so they get you up out of there. Discipline issues, or you just, hey, I did my 3 years, you know, I want to get out. So there are numerous things. But this is one thing that I noticed a lot of veterans that didn't make it and was not successful in the military. I noticed that they have a disdain for anybody that was successful in the military. And I see it all on social media. They have a disdain for successful veterans. They have a disdain for them. And if you ever notice that they never really talk about their jobs, they never really talk about what they did in the military. They just hate whoever was successful in the military. And I sit back and I see people do certain things, and I just be like, wow. Because when I start talking about accountability and loyalty and all of this other stuff, right? Leadership, I would think that a veteran that was successful in the military would understand that. When we start talking about building, black men building, black women building, us building a community, us trying to promote betterment, I would think a veteran would understand that. So I'm scratching my head when I see certain things. I'm like, were you so now it's not even important to say that you were a veteran. Were you a successful veteran? I don't play the card. I was a veteran. No, that's just a part of my story. That's a part of my resume. But I noticed that a lot of people don't have a resume. They don't have any achievements. They don't have, I'm gonna get to that real quick. They don't have any real achievements, so they never talk about them. Hell, oh, you know, my kids. But where your kids at? How come you have no moments with those children? You know what I'm saying? My spouse. Okay, where your spouse at? How come you have no moments with your spouse? Oh, I work out. How come we never see you? Like, it's like, I'm going to hide, and then I'm going to promote whatever it is I want to promote. And you ever notice that the things that we promote is turmoil? We promote disdain for each other. But why? I'm going to do more to condemn you than sponsor you. I'm going to take whatever achievements you have and degrade your achievements, belittle your achievements. All of the real conversations that we could be having and the things that we could promote between men and women, between communities, we don't do it. So when you talk about the Derrick Jaxn and Kevin Samuels conversation, do I believe that these men are needed? Hell yeah. Because a lot of men ain't saying nothing. A lot of men hiding in the clouds. I ain't saying nothing because I don't want nobody to judge me. Well, how are you a veteran? Because all the veterans I know, they were leaders. They wasn't scared to have a conversation. They wasn't scared to lead. And when I talk about leadership, it's not necessarily leading other people. It's by you being courageous enough to speak up, by you being an example. Bruh, when I see a lot of people who say I was a veteran, where's the example? You go on their page and it's nothing of value, no substance, zero. But these will be the same veterans that's somewhere else condemning another veteran that was more successful than them. Facts, no opinion, no perspective, facts. That's why I say you ask these people their resume. Ask these people. I'm a veteran who's been down Afghanistan twice, Iraq twice. And trust me, I wish I could have stayed on the fob. I wish I could have stayed behind the wire. Nope. Patrol duty. Matter of fact, you leading people out the wire, and you're gonna run these convoy missions. So I just feel like it's a different conversation. And when you don't have people that were leaders somewhere else, that was supposed to be examples and role models somewhere else, everybody that was in the military was held to a standard. Can you imagine now getting out the military saying, I don't know nothing about standards? Take this. Take it. Don't play. I don't know anything about standards now. I don't know nothing about no creeds now. I don't know anything about accountability now. I guess I'm a little lost. And you a veteran too? I guess I'm a little lost. I start talking about physical fitness. How you lost? How you don't understand? But I realize, just like with Derrick Jaxn's message, it's always going to be somebody waiting to condemn, right? I know there was a lot of men that were disgruntled with Derrick Jaxn because he was saying, I'm about to empower your girl, homie. I'm going to empower your girl to lead you, dog. And then when he fell into the hot seat, it was like, whoa, forgive me. But if the message was balanced and fair, I want y'all to listen to me. If the USF, I see you, I see that, no doubt, I know what that is. But if the message was balanced and fair, guess what? When Derrick Jaxn had that little faux pas, that little mess up or whatever, he could have said, hey, listen, I've been preaching all along. I ain't perfect. And I've done some things that I would like my subscribers' forgiveness. But when you just say, oh, well, ladies, they ain't good enough for you. You don't encourage them to go get psychological help, to talk to a therapist. You encourage them to leave the person that has wronged them. See what I'm saying? If it was fair and impartial from the jump, you wouldn't even have to worry about now people laughing at you. Because the same way they laughed at Kevin Samuels, they was laughing at you. I'm just saying. Pure Partner says, Mario, my retired Army baby brother, is a go-to when I need help. I appreciate that. But listen, man, I give less perspective, give less opinion, and give more facts. The fact of the matter is, we need to start working together. We need to stop gathering just to condemn other people. Stop promoting, oh yeah, he did, yeah. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? But Pure Pondering, case in point, Pure Pondering, that ain't your government name. You understand what I'm saying? So we make up these names, right? And then we get online and then we live out this fantasy life. We say things that we wouldn't normally say in real life to hinder people, because we know that there would be consequences. But a lot of you guys are living this second life, this life of I can get away with it. Like these gargoyles and villains and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who scream, well, this is just for entertainment. I'm like, dude, you wouldn't do half of this shit. 99% of the shit you do online, you wouldn't do in real life. Because it'd be consequences. It'd be real life consequences. We are so used to tearing one another down, it's become the norm. People think that, oh yeah, this is just, this is just entertainment. This is not fucking entertainment. Going to an opera, going to a movie, going roller skating, going bowling, that's fucking entertainment. We done got so sadistic that, oh, you doxing him, and him doxing her, and them doxing those. This is entertainment. No, it's not. It's not funny. It's not cool. So if it takes Kevin Samuels to say it, whether he delivers the message with a nice little red bow, nice gift package, here you go. Or if it's Derek Jackson, oh, a nice little package, a nice little yellow bow, here you go. Somebody's saying it. Somebody's saying it. People validate themselves off the affiliation of bullshit. Derek Jackson, I'm gonna tag you in this, brother, and I want you to hear me, man. You have the opportunity to now be fair and impartial. You have the opportunity to not only encourage women to be strong, magnificent, courageous, loyal, trustworthy, all that good stuff. But what I really want to promote is people getting help. As a veteran, for all y'all vets out there, right? We have the VA. We have somewhere where we can go and sit down with other veterans and just talk it out, whether it's a group session or whether it's a one-on-one. We have somewhere, hey, if you need medicine or whatever it is you need, whatever hospitalization you need. So that's a great resource for us. But a lot of people don't have that resource. They don't have that resource. So when you get online, especially as a veteran, you say, hey, look, man, I see some things that you may not be aware of. But see, I know what's important. Check this out. I know that all my fitness has to add up. I could be physically fit in a motherfucker, but be mentally deranged and messed up. Right? Every time somebody, it's some type of beef. Hold on. Hot, y'all. Hot. Hot. Every time it's some type of beef, the first thing I want to do is grab my gun. Because I lack patience. I lack the ability to have a conversation. It's road rage all the time, or it's always being angry. It's always being upset. It's always screaming at the top of my lungs. Bro, you're not emotionally controlled. You're not have no mental fitness. Come on. That's why it's important that we work on our things daily. We work on our things daily, and I never put myself above anybody to say, you can't tell me nothing. No, I'm sure you can tell me some things. There's some people out there that do phenomenal things, and guess what? They don't have a degree. They just know things because it's their God-given attribute. Like it's just something within them to do. You ever see somebody, I'm gonna use track for instance, right? Always a fast guy, but still had to learn how to run. Can anybody understand that? I ran the 100, 200, 4x4, 4x1. Instead of running like this, I had to be taught to run front to back. So imagine me being fast already, saying, you can't teach me nothing, coach. I'm already fast. Matter of fact, I'm the fastest one on this team. Until you run against somebody else that already learned that technique. That's what this is about for me. I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's about, listen, you already probably good at what it is that you do. But here's another technique. I don't want to tell you or make you do a goddamn thing. It's your life. But here's another technique. Either use it or not. It's up to you. Right now, Kevin Samuels can't change shit that he said. So us cheering his demise, this is what I'm going to say, and that's real. Y'all go reach out to O'Shea Duke Jackson and the rest of those guys in the manosphere or whatever, because I want you guys to hear something. I'm not a part of the manosphere, but I want you to hear me when I say this. For all the people that's cheering that Kevin Samuels is gone, there is going to be somebody that takes over for Kevin Samuels that's 10 times worse. Take this. You're going to need it. See, now, I need it. Every time, like some people was calling him a tyrant. Some people was calling X, Y, and Z. Okay, let's look at it. Normally, people start off at a certain level. They start saying, okay, they start saying certain things, right, for shock value. right? They start saying, okay, this is building up my page, this is building up my channel, this is growing me subscribers on likes and all this great stuff, by saying things that are disrespectful or condescending or whatever it is. This is what happens. After you reach a certain plateau, you realize that you already got the audience's attention, so you don't have to say those things. They still gonna come and check out what you say. They still gonna come just to see, because it's you, right? Because you didn't put in all that work. Now imagine you didn't put in all that work and now you get knocked off the top. Now somebody else saying, in order to go from here to here, I need to be twice as condescending. I need to be twice as disrespectful so I can hurry up and get there. So ladies, gentlemen, for everybody that thought, oh, Kevin Samuels' demise was a great thing, probably not. If you thought the average at best conversation was crazy, just wait till you start seeing a lot of other conversations with a lot of other content creators and watch how they go from here to here real quick with a lot of disrespect. With a lot of disrespect. Kevin Samuels got away with telling people the truth because he looked the part. Telling people about themselves because he looked the part. What do I mean by he looked the part? Okay, hey, Kevin Samuels had everything most women say a man needs to have, for the most part, right? You're probably your top 5. So he easily sat down and was able to say, okay, cool, I got what I need to have. Let's have this conversation. And look at how many people went to him to challenge his conversation, or to get his advice, or to listen to his perspective or opinion on things. Did he have a doctorate degree? In relationships? PhD? A lot of people talk about credentials. There's a lot of people giving advice and perspective and opinion that have no credentials. Zero. You take everything with a grain of salt. What are the things that's going to be an asset to your life? That's really what it's about, y'all. Are these things going to be an asset that I'm listening to, the time that I'm spending? Here's the thing. I'm pretty sure if Kevin Samuels knew that that was going to be his last damn video that he made, I'm sure it'd have been different. I'm sure it'd have been different. But I'm going to be honest with you. When you got your shit together, I'm going to say again, right? When you have your shit together, or you at least balanced, it ain't perfect, but it's balanced, then a lot of things don't shake you. Right? You can have a conversation. It's not about, you know what I'm saying, attacking somebody or getting mad and loud and doing all this other stuff. A lot of people use a lot of different vices to hide or to mask what it is that they're really going through. That's why I come, you can see my face, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, let's have the conversation. The hypest you may see me is say, I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to keep the conversation going and keep the conversation hype, keep your attention. Okay, that's a selling point. But a lot of times, a lot of people can't sell anything unless it's through garbage, unless it's through nonsense. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no value. There's no value. There's no takeaways. I personally, I'm not gonna sit anywhere and just watch somebody condemn somebody and it's never showed me their resume. I'm just being honest with you. And when I say resume, I don't mean what you can put on paper, you know what I'm saying, which that'll be even better. But I'm just saying, you can tell people that have substance by how they carry themselves and how they speak. You can tell it. Come on, veterans, where you at? Where the veterans at? Where you at? You can tell a leader. You can tell somebody, hell, you can tell a soldier. Hey, that soldier realizes what's going on in real life. You can tell. People that accomplish things, they move differently. They move differently. I'm not here online because I'm a veteran. I'm here online because I've learned a lot of things that I think somebody can take something from what it is that I'm saying. But I can't sit online on a daily basis and just condemn people. Let me tell you what ToughLove ain't doing. What I ain't doing is, if I don't rock with you, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not watching you. I don't care. I don't care. But if you're watching me, learn something. And it has to be something positive. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to infect you with it. I weaponize my positivity so it can get past the bullshit that you didn't put up as barricades to think I'm protected. I'm protected in my nonsense. I'm protected in my vindictiveness. I'm protected in my bitterness and chaos, drama and bullshit. Kevin Samuels sold to people what they needed to hear. He sold to people what they needed to hear. You needed somebody to actually tell you the truth. People came to him, okay, what about me, Kevin? Rate me on a scale of 1. Like they wanted that challenge, because there's not a lot of men that's going to challenge them like that. Hell, there's not a lot of women that's going to challenge them like that. So they wanted that. But after they got that tough love, and I really hate to use it in that perspective, but I'm gonna use it. After they got that tough love or whatever, then they ran to Derrick Jackson. Derrick Jackson, guess what he said? And Derrick Jackson be like, oh, no, don't worry about what he said. I got you. Come here, give me a hug. I'm just saying, that was the narrative going on. That was the narrative, the back and forth. But to discredit these men, the first thing let me tell y'all something before I get up out of here. Stop calling everybody gay. Please stop calling everybody gay. Every time somebody has a disagreement, their first thing is, especially when it's men, they're gay, they broke, they're deadbeat dad, and what other stuff. It's like it's the same play. It's like somebody the same script. Everybody's reading the same script. Even men are doing it. You have a disagreement with somebody, man, all the name calling and all that other shit, just go your separate way. If what you doing will work, then it's gonna work. It don't matter what the other person's saying, what the other person is doing. The issue is that you realize, there's a lot of people who realize how special your message is. Let's just be real. Did Kevin Samuels have a special message? Well, Kevin Samuels told people some raw truth. And if your support system around you was able to communicate that raw truth to you, you wouldn't need Kevin Samuels. You wouldn't need him. There would be no need to go to him. Why am I going to the grocery store for milk if I got milk already in the thing? You went to Kevin Samuels so he can assess you? Kevin, what about me? Choose me, Kevin. Tell everybody how great I am. Why don't you know how great you are? Why aren't the people around you being honest with you and say, well, yeah, you good, but you ain't great yet, but I'm going to help you get there. I'm going to put the work in with you. I'm not going to sit around and do fuck shit with you. I'm going to help you get there to be great, to be awesome. But that's the problem. We good and we think we great. We good and we think we awesome. Hell, some people bad and think that they awesome. But they're not an asset to nobody's life. They're not an asset. You should take this message and say, hey, excuse me, sir. Listen to this message and what you think about that. How many people are going to be like, oh, tough love, that's some bullshit. That really got something going on for them. That really care and have a love and addiction to life. In order for us to do better, we gotta think better. You know what I'm saying? I'm patient with people. I'm understanding with people. But it's so much you can take. It's so much you can hear before now you have to not only forget respond, you got to react. There's a lot of encouragement to do negative things, but nobody's doing this extra encouragement to do nothing good. And that's the thing that kills me. How many content creators out there that you know right now, your favorite content creators or whatever, what do they do in support of Mother's Day? What do they do? You go on their pages right now. What do they do in support of Mother's Day? It's funny how when it's time, it's funny how we use things and say it's entertainment, but when the things that count, we have nothing to say about it. Isn't that odd? Let me talk to the real mothers right there. Move out the way real quick. You in the back. You in the clouds. Come here. I see you. I see you. I see you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. I ain't gonna disrespect you. Just come here. Have a seat. It's odd that when it comes to negativity, we have so much to say. But when it's time to talk about real things and promote real things, because from my understanding, mothers, I don't give a damn if you're black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, mothers don't get supported every day. There's no big cheer, especially in this black sector, for mothers being mothers every day. So the one day out the year that we can actually promote and tell mothers, hey man, we appreciate you. Thank you for what you do on a daily basis. How we missed the mark on that? The same way we can sit for 30 minutes to an hour to condemn other people, whether they men, women, or children, we can sit down and say, let me send this out to all the mothers out there. Let me take this 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 40 minutes, whatever, and salute my women out there. How many of your content creators did that? Now, oh, wait, before you get too happy, women. I'm expecting the same thing for Father's Day. The same type of positivity, the same type of good energy, and that's how we keep that conversation going. I'm going to promote you, you promote me. But I'm not going to promote you doing nothing bad. I'm not going to cheer for you doing something bad. Can you imagine your kid always going to school, starting fights, but the kid that you got to go to school and make straight A's and sit their ass down and listen to the teacher, you promote the one always starting fights? That's entertainment, mother. That's entertainment. What? What? That's how I see these social media. Like, what? The kid that go to school and start trouble and bullshit and drama, that's the kid you promote. But the kid that go to school and don't get in trouble, the kid that motherfucker is there to learn something and get something out of life. Oh, the kid that fucked up. Yeah, what's up, what's up? A lot of people trying to escape their real reality. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There's a lot of people on social media trying to escape their real reality. I'm just being real with y'all, man. Auntie, what's going on? Hey, listen, I apologize. I ain't been looking at it. I just wanted to get that out or whatever. I'm gonna finish playing this video for you guys because I wanted you guys to hear the rest of what Derrick Jaxn had to say. And salute to Derrick Jaxn, man. You know, I realize we all go through some shit, especially relationship wise or whatever case may be. But I'm saying, bro, if you can take the opportunity to be fair and impartial, because you say that you and Kevin Samuels are on two sides of the spectrum, you know what I'm saying? The thing is that we have to, we should be fair and impartial because you never know who's listening. Those same women that we're encouraging to straighten their crown and to walk upright and be confident, right, in themselves, we should be encouraging them to also encourage their men that they're with, because nobody's perfect. We all gonna fuck up. You want to watch this, I want to watch that. That don't mean if you listen to Derrick Jaxn, well, Derrick Jaxn said you ain't good enough for me. You see what I'm saying? And that's the type of rhetoric and narrative that was being pushed. Now, I haven't listened to Derrick Jaxn videos in quite some time. I think I kind of lost interest when the whole thing about him and the armor of God thing happened. So, you know what I mean? So to be fair with him, you might already be on a fair and impartial situation. So to be fair with you, I'll say that. But here's my thing. I would really, really, really love to see people with platforms, you know, the people that are serious about themselves. Because I realize now, there's a lot of people that's not serious about themselves. Now we tough, hey, we can laugh, joke, cry, you know, whatever over here. But I just realized that there's a lot of people who are not serious about themselves. You know, and they're trying to escape whatever it is that they're trying to escape and then come here and be somebody. And that's cool. That's cool. But I think it's a lot of people who already kind of been through the gauntlet. You know what I mean? They already kind of been through some trial and tribulation, and they're kind of grounded with where they are. That's why a lot of things don't rattle and shake certain people. Let me talk to my vets again. When you went through basic training and you got to your first duty station and you did your first tour, you kind of understood how things worked. Any veterans out there, let me know. You kind of understood how things work. Okay, this is how I salute. This is how I stand at parade rest. This is how I march. This is how I go and qualify with my weapon. This is how I report in the morning. Okay, I got to do this physical fitness. I got to get a counseling statement. So you kind of knew how things work. You kind of knew the structure. But that structure helped develop who you were. I want to talk to people that already know who they are, that's structured. Not the people that promote chaos, not the people that want to fully promote drama, fully promote hate for other people. Y'all good. Y'all good. Y'all do y'all. But I want to talk to the other people that's like, okay, I got it now. I got it. I'm locked in. Let's have a conversation. Let's actually promote some solutions. But between Derek Jackson and Kevin Samuels, Kevin Samuels, rest in peace, rest in power. You know, everybody may not have appreciated your message or appreciated your strategy or whatever. Some things kind of, I was kind of looking at you sideways, Kevin. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I was like, damn, why you talking to her like that? Who you think you is, Kevin? Who you think you is, Kevin? But I get some of it. I get sometimes if a broken clock is right 2 times a day, that means something you said out of some of those conversations had to be right. So to totally ignore everything because something he said rubbed you the wrong way, well, that's on you. I try to take an ounce of learning from everything so I can apply it to what I need to apply it to. All right, let me play this. And again, not to take nothing away from Mother's Day. You guys are appreciated. You know, I've already sent out my Mother's Day blessings. I'm about to go continue to do what I need to do. But happy Mother's Day to the mothers. Happy Mother's Day to the mothers that on a daily basis are there for their children, doing what they need to do. And when I say doing what they need to do, that means you realize that if the father is able, when I say able, they're not dead, they're not in the hospital, they're not in jail, and they're not sick. But if they're able, you are co-parenting with them or parenting with them, whether they're in or out the home. Thank you. It is much appreciated. You deserve a standing ovation and you deserve this day to be recognized. Thank you. For those people that are in the immediate vicinity of you, they should be promoting you on a daily basis, because you might not get a whole lot of content creators or influencers to promote you on a daily basis. And I really don't think that that's their job. I think the people around you in your support system, in your community, that love you, I think they should be helping to encourage you and give you the strength to continue to keep on going. Because obviously being a parent is not an easy task. It's not an easy task. Being a co-parent is not an easy task. Hell, being a stepmother, salute to the stepmoms and dads out there, is not an easy task. So when you get an opportunity to tell somebody, hey, good job, I can see what you're doing. And it's not about buying a bunch of shit neither. That's a whole nother conversation. It's not about buying a bunch of shit neither. It's really about just looking at the whole scope of things and realizing they're really checking the block on what children need and what they need. Stop pushing your kids, but then falling back and not pushing yourself. Oh, I sent my kids to the best school in the world. Damn, when the last time you read a book? When the last time you traveled somewhere? When the last time you did something good? But we push the shit out of our kids. People be giving their resume for their kids, boy. Yeah, my son did this and my daughter did this, and they give their resumes, boy. But when it comes to them, they have no resume. Let me get into this. Come on now.
It's not all bad or all good. Nobody is. So there are people who have had very positive experiences. He's been encouraging, validating to a certain group. But there's another group who have experienced his content the exact opposite in a really messed up way. Dare I say verbally abusively. You know, some people say, oh, that's a reach. You know, he was just holding women accountable. How do you hold a woman accountable for being 35 years old and single and saying that they're leftovers? In which that was his most recent viral clip. Let's be real, you know.
I don't agree. Kevin Samuels. I don't agree with the leftover thing. I don't agree. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? People pass away, go to jail or whatever. I don't agree. But I feel like, ladies, you shouldn't have let that rattle you, though. Because everybody has a different situation on a case-by-case basis. See what I'm saying? But let's continue.
Let's not idolize the dead and just make them angels all of a sudden. Let's stop the gaslighting, okay? So for the women...
Kevin, wait a minute, Kevin!
Any of those groups...
Come on, Kevin. You know you be gaslighting, man. Kevin, God, I mean, Derek, you know you be gaslighting, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Derek. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing: the narrative, especially in the U.S. right now, and I'm gonna say this. It seems like every time a person dies, the first thing we do is we look for all the bad. We promote all the bad that they've done. We don't promote any good. We promote the bad. And God forbid if Kevin Samuels would have had a record. Woo! The way they did George Floyd and damn, Jacob, I forgot his last name. But the way they did these guys is like, oh, no, he was a criminal. His death don't even matter. So, yeah, let's get to it.
There was 35 and single, and you call leftovers, or you know you're overweight, so you call Big Shirley, or you average looking at best, or you're a single mother and you experienced his content.
Derek Jackson says, let's don't gaslight Kevin Samuels to make him a saint, as he gaslights his audience simultaneously. No. Come on. Okay, I'm trying to get through this. It's not that long.
In a really harmful, negative, demoralizing way, that group's experience with his content is just as valid as those of you who have gotten, you know, a lot from his content. You love his conversations and stuff like that. You know, so I have an issue with invalidating them as just being another messed up, twisted group of people that can't handle the truth and or whatever else. And I also have a problem with charging black women with the
Here's the issue why Derek Jackson would have an issue with Kevin Samuels, because some of the women that are laughing are his supporters. So this is his way of validating them, saying that, well, just because they're laughing has nothing to do with their character. If you laugh at fucked up shit, let me be real with you. Come on, hey, Derek, listen. If you laugh at things that are foul, that are egregious, that are toxic, that are narcissistic, that has everything to do with your character. Everything. So to say they laughing because of how he was when he was alive in his message. Did his message kill anybody? Oh my God. Drink the water. Drink it. Drink the Gatorade. I'm sorry. It got water in it. Drink it. Did his message kill anybody? Did anybody jump off of anything? The bridge, the rooftop, crash into a car, burn down a building? Did his message do any of that? Did he dox anybody? Did he expose anybody? A lot of the people that he talked to were not confident. We're not used to having the conversations. We're not used to saying, okay, I don't care about how pretty you are. I don't care about how much money you make, right? I don't care if you're the CEO. I don't care what you drive. I don't care how many stamps you got in your passport, what your credit score is. The thing about it is at the top of the list is confidence. That's number one, not fake confidence. Not fake confidence. Your friends hyped you up. That goes for males and females. You see what you get over here? You see the balance you get? That goes for male, not fake confidence, people hyping you up. And the minute you gotta go one-on-one, imano, sit in the hot seat. Now it's like, well, I was confident before I got here.
responsibility to continuously take the moral high road and be the bigger person. Like they're always held to that responsibility. You know, black women march for us as black men whenever we die to police brutality, but vice versa, when a black woman is killed, they get silenced. At best, sometimes they even get, what did she do to deserve that? You know, and when it comes to being a parent, a lot of black women are left to raise a child by themselves and blamed for choosing a man that left them to raise that child by themselves. So not only do they have to pick up the slack and make it make sense to this child and take on the responsibility when they didn't make that child by themselves, but they're blamed for it. And then, you know, you got a lot of black women who have to heal themselves from the traumas that we as men impose on them. And then now we're telling them that, hey, when a person that represented trauma and degradation to you and humiliation to you and mockery to you, and projecting a lot of unworthiness onto you, when that person can no longer do that, bite your tongue or else you're a bad person, I think it's unfair. And then
Derek, no. Me saying I don't agree with somebody's actions has nothing to do with me laughing at their death. I don't agree at the fact that you just ran that red light. But while you went through that red light, somebody hit you head on and killed you. Ha ha ha, because I didn't agree at you running the red light. What's funny? Make your statement. He had words. He had words. You had laughter at something that was horrific. He can no longer see his kids, be a part of his kids. Hell, who knows? He could have woke up and changed his life around and now start doing what Derek Jackson does. But now can no longer do it. But this is the issue. I'm hoping somebody understands what I'm saying. Kevin Samuels, I'm about to piss somebody off. Kevin Samuels has become a martyr. Men are going to look at Kevin Samuels like, oh yeah, hell yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. He was telling the truth. And then based on your reaction, now this is what you're gonna do. Derek, listen to me. All the women that's laughing are now going to go to the next man who acts just like Kevin Samuels, that says the same type of rhetoric, that wears a suit, well groomed, has a nice little layout, audio and video, got a little jazz to you, look a little older, might a little gray. Let me run over here and see what he got to say. And sure enough, going to now start trying to validate themselves with the new person. There's no win. The only win is, the end of the day, your character. Can someone say you laughed when they were talking about this person's husband, this person's wife, this person's kids? Can they say that you laughed? You thought it was funny. You thought it was funny when somebody died. You thought it was funny. They can say that about the people that's laughing at Kevin Samuels. And to be honest with you, you laughing at somebody dying is just as worse as whatever he said to condemn whatever you said he condemning. And you still alive. He don't know you laugh. Well, he probably know you laugh at him. But shit, what can he say now? How can you harm him now? A lot of times we talk about death. We say, okay, well, everybody ain't going to a better place. Let me just be real with y'all, right? Some of y'all ain't gonna make it, okay? I'm just saying. But for maybe the majority that go to a better place, we like to think people going to a better place, they're not gonna be worried about what's happening here on earth. So the laughing is for what? It shows your character. And it also shows the shit that he was saying, regardless of how he delivered it, was true. What the fuck? Come on. I don't think people be realizing if you're emotionally stable, financially stable, spiritually stable, mentally stable, you're not going to do certain things. And then when somebody tells you, man, you don't look stable, you don't act stable, and then they do things to showcase they're not stable, whatever, it don't make the person that says you're not stable a liar. You're proving it. So for Derek Jackson to be like, well, you can't judge them if they laughed. Bruh, yes you can. Yes you can. That shit's ridiculous. Just because if I had a disagreement with somebody online and I hear something happen to them or their family, do you think it's okay for ToughLove to come back and be like, make a video laughing? Ha! Yeah! Ha! They just lost their car and lost their home and lost their life and lost their kids and lost their dog. Who cheering for that shit? That's some sick shit, bro. That's some sick shit. I ain't agree with the man, but damn.
Validating. But that's just on that end of things. For me personally, how I feel about Kevin Samuels passing, and for those who don't know, the history is there. For years before he really blew up, he was saying my name and he just didn't agree with my content, and some people don't, which is cool. And then I also voiced that I didn't agree with his. We didn't know each other personally. We were supposed to have some type of debate/discourse.
The issue is that a lot of these men that didn't agree with Kevin Samuels, because they couldn't out-debate him, they then started talking about his sexuality. Derek, you also hinted at his sexuality. You also hinted at his sexuality. I'm just saying. You also did it. So that's why I said when I sit down and I see these content creators and they're talking about Kevin Samuels, and it's like, man, okay, let me see what they got to say. A lot of these men who were promoting or hinting at his sexuality and calling him other names besides Kevin Samuels, it's like, man, either one, they felt like they couldn't out debate him, or they didn't really have anything of merit to stand on, and they were either jealous at the success that he was doing or going mainstream. Because Kevin Samuels, to me, he wasn't just a YouTuber. The guy was, I'm sure, at some point in time would end up getting some type of TV show or some type of shit. I'm just being real. Like, he was, to me, he was on that level. And I'm sure all of the other people, including myself, could see that. But what you don't have from me, from ToughLove, is me saying, well, let's just talk about his sexuality. What about his message? I don't agree with how he's delivering the message at all times, but there is a message in there nevertheless. And there's a lot of people who fit that criteria that says, well, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon of anybody that don't like him, so that way we could just condemn him. But he's talking about you. Regardless of how many people you team up with, how many people you hide from, hide your face, whatever, it's still going to hit home, because somebody going to be like, well, he was right.
One point, it just fell through. But whenever I got wind of him passing away, I was deeply saddened. Really, genuinely, deeply saddened. He ain't never said anything enough about me to be happy that he's gone or anything like that. But I was saddened because, first off, it's a reminder it could be any of us.
I agree.
It could be any of us. So you ain't got to like Kevin Samuels or whatever, but death don't discriminate. And with the young, old, good, bad, don't matter. Okay, so it was a reminder.
Never had a conversation with Derek Jackson in my lifetime, but I say, and I try to remind people, your content is your character. The stuff that you put out, the stuff that you promote, today could be your last day. If somebody played the last content that you were a part of, you cheered for, you saluted, and all this other crap, if today was your last day and tomorrow, well, let's just use this as an example. Tomorrow is your funeral, and for some reason they played the last piece of video where you were a part of. They went through your phone history and they found the last thing that you spent your 4-5 hours doing. How many people in your family would be proud of that? Your co-workers would be proud of that. People, to me, they don't live to be better. They live to stay worse. They value staying worse.
Reminded that, at any point in time, this life that we have could be taken from us. And then secondly, because before he was a content creator or a YouTuber, he was somebody's baby. And his mother lost her baby a few days before Mother's Day. And that's sad in itself. Not only that, he was a successful person, and everybody's family has that one person that can change the whole trajectory of their family. I'm that for my family. I know others that are that for their family. I feel like he was that for his family, and that just got cut off. So there was a lot of people just likely impacted by him being gone in multiple ways, beyond just his mom, but his family, his friends, and so on and so forth. But thirdly, and I want to say this, as a content creator, I think a lot of people don't understand that we can get a lot of likes, a lot of views, and all of that stuff, but we have to really grow into the impact that we have. We don't quite get it. Even though Kevin Samuels was a little bit older, he was still very young in his content creation. I think 1.5, 2 years or something like that. And even though what he was putting out, I don't agree with. I'm gonna be straight up with you. A lot of it anyway. Some of the stuff I do, but a lot of his approach, I don't agree with. But I looked at it like, man, he wasn't done. and his microphone got cut off before I feel like he really got to what maybe he was trying to do, just based on more recent interviews of what he said that he was hoping to do for the Black community and for relationships in general, and, you know, having people be more self-aware. I feel like, you know, what he had put out, one, didn't effectively do that as much as maybe he wanted, but he wasn't done. And even if you look at somebody like Jay-Z, so for those who don't know, Jay-Z is a famous rapper or whatever. Jay-Z said he regrets making his song Big Pimpin' that he made early on in his career, one of his biggest hits. Google it. He said he regretted making Big Pimpin'. And if you look at his content now, his rapping now, he's talking about art. He's talking about his wife and his children. He's talking about generational wealth. Like, he grew into...
I want you guys to listen to what Derrick Jaxn is saying. As you mature, your content matures. Your conversation matures. A lot. Things you do mean a lot. And I think for some reason that reminder needs to be there. You know, what you do matters. It matters not only to you, but it also matters to the people that are subjected to you. Whether it's through social media, through the community, through your family, what you do matters and it counts. And I see a lot of people, and it's like the things that they say it shouldn't matter. They say it shouldn't count, but it does. Because it's your character. Even if it's to tear other people down, it's your character.
His voice, his content creation, his impact. Again, even me, I've been doing this now about 8 years as far as the video content goes. And I'll have some people, you know, I see them say, oh, I don't like how you did this. I don't like how you said that. And sometimes I'll be like, I don't like it. Because I said it at a time where I was still growing into my voice. And I still am, even 8 years in. And in Kevin Samuels, I look at like, man, as a content creator, no, I don't agree with his approach. And I don't agree with some of the things that he did for what I felt like anyway was clicks and views. But that's besides the point. I feel like he still wasn't there in terms of having the intended impact that he wanted. And he was still trying to grow into that. That's just me now. I'm projecting, in a sense, a benefit of the doubt, being somebody that, and sometimes I look at some of my old content and I don't even agree with it. I don't even stand by some of the ways that I've approached the content, even though I was telling my truth. And I feel like on some level, he was still getting to the point where he could have that intended impact. So overall, deeply saddened. It's unfortunate. I'm not happy. I'm not nowhere close to happy or anything like that. But let me not let that translate into some type of attack or, you know, or judgment on those who are relieved that a person who represented what he represented to you guys is gone. I do, however, encourage you to self-examine why that is and why you were so hurt. I want to give you that. Why?
Wait. We can't skip past this. A lot of times when you feel that you are breaking down certain things and giving certain light to certain things or whatever case may be, right? There are, of course, two ways to do it. There's a way to promote it for a positive impact, and there are a way to promote it for a negative impact, right? Now, I'm not in Kevin Samuels' head. I'm not in Derrick Jaxn's head or whatever. But again, as I listen to him, you know, he takes certain accountability. Let's just rewind a little bit. I like the fact that he was able to break down what he broke down without laughing. So I'm 34 minutes behind. Hopefully, I'm not too much longer. So did I piss somebody off today? I doubt it. And, you know, but I like that, man. It's like this, man. When you laugh at other people's demise or you laugh at like the pain that they go through, I'm telling you, man, when that shit hits you, I'm telling you, when that shit hits you, that's why when I seen damn, what's his name? God damn it. Damn, it just slipped my mind. What's his takeout? Gravity Takeout. I seen he was going through that situation with his children with the C19 stuff or whatever. Bro, I know how that shit felt. I was sitting in a room like, man, you know, under quarantine and couldn't see my kids or you know, and it was like, damn, that shit hurt. Plus, I didn't know if I was gonna make it. Salute. I didn't know if I was gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even about clicks and views. I'm pretty sure I could have went live sick. But the fact that I was like, man, I'm sick, I can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? I'm losing weight. I'm looking like an Ewok. But, you know, I'm laughing now, but I wasn't laughing then. You know, and it's not the same seeing kids through videos. It's not the same. You know, it's not the same. You know, so I definitely, and this is why I say I don't laugh at people, because you never know when that's going to be you. That's going to be you in the hot seat. That's going to be you, the subject of conversation or whatever it case to be. So I'm just like, man, hey, look, if I see a content creator doing some things that I don't agree with, bro, like I say, hey, man, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And if I got a way to contact them behind the scenes or whatever, I'll let them know, hey, man, you know, why are you doing such and such? And why are you da-da-da-da-da? And sometimes I see them make a gallant effort, a real effort to kind of deter. I'm telling you right now, salute to them. Salute to them. Like, really make an effort to kind of watch certain things that they say. But it's just like, just certain people, man, they just like to kind of push buttons and hopefully they get the jackpot. You know, hopefully they get the jackpot or whatever. But I'm just saying, be mindful at laughing at other people's demise. Because I'm telling you, man, when the roles are reversed and it hits home, you know, and sometimes hitting home may not be you. It may be your brother. It may be your sister. It may be your spouse. It may be your children. It's going to be something that hits you that takes you for a whirlwind. And I'm going to be honest with you. There are not a lot of people that are mentally and emotionally strong. And something like that is going to break them. I had a soldier that committed suicide, and I explained this before, but this is the thing. If we hadn't went through suicide training, and some of the other things that we went through or whatever case to be, that was just me personally, because he actually was a new soldier to the unit. I wouldn't know how to deal with it. To be honest with you, I wouldn't know how to deal with it. We already in Iraq. Everybody's already emotional. They away from their family. It's hot as shit. We got sand everywhere. Bugs biting us. Goddamn mortar rounds and tracers coming around. Like, it's a lot of shit to handle than to have a soldier's death. That's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit. So be mindful of how much you praise somebody else's demise. I'm almost done, y'all.
Not because I'm policing you or trying to do it in some kind of soft, sweet way, but because I believe that's going to be the key to your own healing, to your own closure, and to your own freedom. Why? Because it gets a lot worse than Kevin Samuels. For those who do not like or did not like Kevin Samuels, you don't like his content, you hate it, you were hurt by it, you were traumatized by it. Y'all, I've been in these streets long enough to know it gets a lot worse. It was worse before him. And now that he's established a market for that type of message, there's going to be somebody who takes his space. There's going to be somebody who takes up that mantle.
Now, I ain't even listened to this deep end. I listened to the first 5 minutes and cut it. It gets worse. If you thought he rattled some cages, it gets worse. Fix you. Fix you. Find other people that encourages you to fix you. Find people that's going to be an asset to your life. Stop sitting there in this trance talking about this is entertainment. Yeah, this isn't. And you go there fucked up. You embellish and fucked up. And then you leave there fucked up. If I go somewhere I'm fucked up and they explaining to me or giving me tools to where I ain't got to be so fucked up, then when I leave, I'm off to betterment. I'm off to empowerment. I'm off to self-love. But, Derek Jackson, I have to agree with what you just said. You get rid of the person that's here, the people that's down here, now they're going to do whatever they can to get here. What do you think they're going to start saying to women? What do you think? And it's not just about being disrespectful to get to the top. The thing about it is, Kevin Samuels did a good job at breaking down people from within. Who are you really? Don't just give me the things that you talk about, okay, your degree and how much money you make and then. Who are you really? Well, you find out a lot about a person when you're having a conversation with them and they're buried in the phone, or they're too afraid to show their face, or they're screaming and yelling and doing all this. Well, who are you? Why are you so uncomfortable talking about you? What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? Hey, let's talk about your life. Why are you so nervous? Why you seem so rattled or so shaken? You gotta have something in your hand. You gotta be doing something. You gotta hide. You gotta have shades. Like, you're doing all of these different things to hide people from seeing you.
His supporters now feel emboldened in what they believe, and they're looking for another person to replace him, and it could be worse.
I believe that.
And the point that I'm getting at here is,
you made your point.
If you were deeply hurt by what Kevin Samuels was putting out, I want you to take back the keys. I want you to take back the power of why that was so hurtful. Was his message reiterating something that you personalized about your worth and your value? Was it? Because I notice even whenever I put out messages that I think are
descendant of chaos and controversy, do me a favor, you can put your link after this ends inside this video. I would love to check that out. I would love to check that out. You guys are content creators, and you have videos and you're talking about stuff like this. To me, this is what we need. We need this healthy conversation back and forth, or whatever case may be. Please don't tag me and people talking about doxing people and kids and all this other. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's not entertainment for me. That's not cool with me, or whatever case may be. People that sit around for hours and talk about other people and not trying to help them, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I am good.
Uplifting and encouraging, and they speak life. There's a group of people who can't receive it because why? They just don't believe it. There's a different story that's in the way that they have not addressed. So at the end of the day, no external communicator is the problem or the solution to what you're feeling if his death brought you satisfaction.
Did y'all catch what he just said? It don't matter how good the message is. If the person is too messed up to receive the message, they're always going to have something combative to say about the message, right? So let's do this. Well, yeah, it's a good message, but it's a good message, however, comma. It's either a good message or not. Forget the messenger. The messenger can be goddamn tall, short, skinny, fat, good credit, bad credit, single man. What's the message? Does the message make you want to go live a better life? And I'm be honest with you, there's not too many people that's trying to promote anything about betterment. So when you find those people, those are the people you lock in on. Those are the people that you spend hours with. I'm just being honest with you. Because we're spending hours showcasing to our children, this is what I'm so interested in. Well, how can love and hip hop and Atlanta Housewives be wrong, but what's going on social media inside this small sector ain't wrong? Same nonsense and drama we got right here. Now, whatever space Kevin Samuels is in, Derek Jackson is in, whatever space these guys in, that's great. I'm in tough love space. I'm in tough love sector. Welcome to the sector. Welcome to the sector. Welcome to the sector. If I'm sharing your videos to the community tab or whatever, bruh, I don't care if they Jim Brown or whoever, male, female, white, black, or whatever, they are part of tough love sector. I guarantee you that we're talking about things that's going to help change people's life for the better. For the better. So forget being a leader, life coach, military vet, whatever, right? Just some guy trying to do something that a lot of people don't care about doing, which is trying to be better, self-included. When my ass go out here in this sun and I'm running, I'm hot as shit. About to pass up. Right? You know what I'm saying? When I'm talking to people, I'm self-aware about what it is that I'm saying and how I'm trying to say it and deliver it, or whatever case may be. So, man, take it for what it's worth, man. I'm just saying we got to do better. You know, we individually got to do better, and collectively we have to do better. You know, put something in your soul. Feed your soul. Feed your soul. Feed your soul. Salute to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry I haven't been really paying attention. I really wanted to get this out. I got it in the next 30 minutes. I got to be somewhere. So I really wanted. I definitely check out your content. Let me. Randy says, ToughLove, I appreciate your righteousness. I see you. I think that's everybody. I don't even know how to say. Hey, sheesh. I don't even know how to say. That guy, I see you. Kevin Samuels, although harsh in his delivery, he spoke the truth, unlike Derek Jackson. I think they both speak a certain level of truth. I'm saying be fair with your truth. Give less opinion, give less perspective, and be more fair and impartial, because that's fair to everybody involved. It's fair to the people. If I'm giving advice to you, you're connected to your spouse, you're connected to your coworkers, you're connected to your kids. I'm not going to give you anything that's going to condemn them. If I'm going to give you advice, I'm trying to help you become a better you for them and for yourself. And the only thing we can do is, we can't have a real conversation if it's just about a bunch of facts, emotions, and perspective. I'm sorry. Perspectives, opinions, and emotions. Now we go with the facts. We can start with that. That's a common ground. Because here's the thing: who am I to say, oh, well, your opinion and perspective are wrong, and emotions are wrong? We got to start with something that we equally can build from, which is a fact, which is a solid foundation. The sky is blue. Okay, we both understand that's a fact. Right? Okay, cool. Let's start the conversation. But we starting off, well, this is my perspective and my opinion and my emotions. Well, how the hell can I combat your perspective, opinion, and emotions if we had two different walks of life? You was in the Air Force. I was in the Army. Okay, we both served in the military. Okay, that's a fact. But what your job was and what you did, most Air Force people, they don't deploy for more than a year. At least the ones I know in the industry that I was in, or the field I was in, they don't deploy. It's like, hey, you might get three to 6 months, brother, but that's it. Their living conditions is way better, right? So, yeah, we both was in the military, we both was deployed, but that don't mean we had the same jobs and did the same thing. You understand what I'm saying? So how can I argue with you to tell you, oh, well, what you did wasn't important. What you did ain't right. We got to stay factual. There is a time in the conversation where where it's going to be okay to give our opinions. It's going to be okay to give our perspectives, but we don't give enough facts in conversations to even build the conversation. We start off with this emotional tyrant of well, this is my way. Well, your way ain't the only way. Your way ain't the only way. You grew up in the hood all your life and never left. I grew up in the hood and I left. We're going to have different perspectives. I did 20 years in the military. You did 6 years in the military. We're going to have different perspectives. Hey, I played football. You played basketball. We're going to have different perspectives. But it's not to say that your perspective is wrong, but you can't just always start the conversation off based on my perspective and my opinion. What's the fact? Because a lot of people, to be honest with you, they're giving perspective and opinion, and it's trash. There's no real merit or value to it. There's no real substance to it. You spewing out a bunch of bullshit, and it's like, well, this is just my perspective and my opinion. And it's like, the fuck you want me to do with this? It's like if I was strung out on drugs, and then I come and I walk into an establishment, and I'm just here to give my perspective and my opinion. Okay. What you want us to do with that? That's how I kind of hear, like, I hear certain people, I'm like, what you want us to do with that? Where you want us to go with this? Your perspective and your opinion has never been aligned with anything to be challenged correctly. I'm not talking about a shouting match. I'm talking about a realistic conversation. It's never been put to the test. That's why you're so disgruntled and you're so upset when someone sits down and say, okay, well, cool, your perspective and opinion, but what are the facts? And a lot of times when you talk to people, the facts not there. They were never there. Almost done with this.
He's not the problem. I'm not the solution. Nobody is the problem or the solution. There may be something deeper that you can address that can give you the healing, that can give you the relief that you really want, that's going to be constant no matter who's up there speaking on a YouTube video telling you this, that, and the other about yourself and about your desirability. And with that being said, my love, my heart.
Again, fair use, salute to Derek Jackson or whatever it can be. I'm hoping that you get an opportunity to see this. I know you don't normally reply unless it's like a huge name or whatever the case be. But again, I think that you do watch these videos. But find someone and something that's going to be an asset to your life. If it ain't me, if it ain't Derek Jackson, if it ain't Kevin Samuels' old video, find somebody that's going to be an asset to your life. And if you're one of those people that this is your escape, social media is your escape, I get it. I understand. A lot of people got a lot of crazy shit going on in their life, and they run to social media and they sit there faithfully, lay there faithfully, and just watch and listen and do all the things. A friend of mine said, be careful what you subject yourself to, because you're putting that in your subconscious. She's right. So I'm gonna tell you, be careful what you subject yourself to, because you're putting it in your subconscious. Even though you say in the front of your brain, you're saying this is just entertainment, this is just entertainment. At some point in time, you're gonna start thinking that this is right. This is how I handle situations. This is how I address people. This is how I handle problems. And you're going to start giving that information and that advice to other people beside you. Hell, you might even start giving it down to your children. But you're going to hold people to unrealistic expectations. You're going to have unrealistic standards because you sit there and you subject yourself to all of this. It is hard for people to detach and disconnect. Just like it's hard for people to say this is entertainment, it's hard for them to disconnect and detach. That's why you see a lot of people when they go live, it's the same people in the chat. Because it's hard for them to say, not today. Not today. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mario J. This is ToughLove. Until next time, I'm Dot Up. Peace. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day.